So personally, in our experience, we have found that there are about 3 steps or 3 things that you have to do before you can actually start achieving any goal that you have.
Hey guys, we're going to be talking about different ways that have helped us achieve and manifest our goals. And we wanted to share some of our thoughts and techniques with you, so hopefully you can get something out of it and achieve your goals too. First, visualizing the goal and the life that you want to live. The second would be realize what's holding you back, your setbacks and your actual situation. And the third is actually sit down and write a game plan for how you're going to go about achieving your goal and then pursue those steps.
So when it comes to identifying a goal that you have had in your life, how did you visualize your goal? Like, how did you actually apply the first step to your life?
I have an example from high school. When I was on a running team, my coach, she would have us do an exercise before a big race where we would go into a gym and turn the lights off, lie on the floor and close our eyes. And she would say, I want you to visualize you running across the finish line and giving your 100% best shot and getting your personal record. I was so bad at visualizing this because I didn't want to believe that I could do it for fear that I would not achieve that goal and then disappoint myself. And that's really dangerous thinking, because if you literally can't even imagine what an ideal world is for yourself or what an ideal goal is, you're never going to get there. When I feel envious of someone, it helps me identify what I actually want. If someone is really good at something and I'm like, oh, I wish I could do that. There, you already found a goal. You found something that you're passionate about and you care enough about to feel sad that you can't do. So the first step is realizing, in an ideal life, I would be able to XYZ.
And something for both of us that we have had a little bit of envy about has been with dancing, right?
Yeah.
We've talked about this. Like when we first met, we were traveling in Ecuador and we would go out dancing with our group of friends. And Clara told me when we started getting closer, I was just envious of you when we first met because you dance really well. It's true. That's a precursor to whatever you want to improve. Is what kind of qualities do you recognize in other people that you wish you had within yourself? That's an example.
Brought us together. So the next step is realizing what's actually holding you back. Why haven't you addressed these goals yet? What are some parts of your surroundings that are not really helping you achieve your goal, or parts of your mindset, unhealthy habits you have?
So an example for me, to be honest with you, is perfectionism. Perfectionism is something that always holds me back because it's like I just want everything to be perfect, but at the end of the day, nothing will ever be perfect. And getting started on something and just having some kind of progress is better than it being perfect. When we start trying to control every little detail, that just holds us back and we can't see the big picture of like what the end goal is.
One of the biggest lessons I learned this year was you cannot control other people's perception of you or the things you do. You can try to make the best product you can or you want to, but at the end of the day, people will think what they want, and that's coming from their environment, how they were raised.
So a big thing in achieving your goals is understanding who those toxic people are in your life, because we all have them. What do I do? Well, you distance yourself. That's really all you can do. That doesn't mean you never talk to them again. That just means you take your space and you start to understand that what they think about you and what they're telling you is not a reflection of you, it's a reflection of them. Totally. And you shouldn't let that hold you back from achieving your own goals.
The value that other people put on you or perceive of you is not equal at all to the value you actually have.
Yeah. And the problem with this is like having a positive or negative mindset. For example, negative self-talk. We all have negative self-talk. Maybe you wake up in the morning and you're like, I'm so dumb. Why am I even going to study? Like, I can't do this. I don't have good grades, or I'm not a good teacher. Why am I qualified to teach all of these kids? Whatever it may be, we all have that. But you have to say something good to yourself to make yourself feel better. Like, actually, I am valuable. Actually, I am intelligent. Actually, I am creative. Even if in the moment we don't believe it and we feel corny, we have to combat those negative thoughts. We can't let them control our perception about ourselves.
I don't know if it's a quote literally from the Bible or if it's like
Jesus said,
to quote Jesus, love is the opposite of fear. So I try to remember that when embarking on a new goal or trying to pursue something. Are you acting out of love or fear? Because
This is so good.
It's so easy to be taken by fear. For example, if you're on like a health or fitness journey and you are coming at it from a perspective of, I'm scared of gaining weight, I'm scared of being ugly, I'm scared of not being accepted, you're hating yourself into changing, and you're not going to see it as like, I'm celebrating myself by eating healthy because I deserve it, because I love myself.
And there's so many examples of making decisions based off of fear or love. For example, when it comes to traveling, you have a really good example for this. If I make a decision to not travel to a certain place because I'm afraid that I'll be alone and that I won't be able to meet people, or I'm afraid because of the language barrier, like, oh my gosh, I don't want to look like that dumb foreigner. You're missing out on so many opportunities because you're making a decision based off of fear. You don't want to go to a certain place because you're afraid of what the outcome may be, rather than thinking, wow, imagine all of the ways that I can grow, all of the experiences that I can have, the people that I can meet. That's making a decision based off of love, is going on that trip for yourself because you truly trust that no matter what, you got this. Don't be afraid. Just do it.
I was thinking about not coming on this trip because I was literally scared of loving it too much and then not wanting to go explore other places. How sad to avoid an entire experience literally out of fear of loving it too much. You gotta live life for something.
And the final step in achieving any goal is actually creating a plan and sticking to a plan that is going to help you take steps towards realizing your goal.
So this summer, it was crazy, obviously, because of quarantine. But one thing I realized I was doing a lot because of quarantine was going to my phone so much. And it was turning into a negative thing. I think the phone can be a tool, but I noticed I was addicted to my phone. It was the first thing I reached for, and it was too many hours spent. I saw my screen time. It was way higher than I wanted. Literally, technology is made right now, and social media apps, to segment our focus and concentration into tiny parts. That was really scary to me because I noticed I could focus less on reading. I had a shorter attention span, and I said, I don't want the internet to control my brain. First, I had to visualize, okay, I want a life without so much of my phone. And then realizing, it's an addiction that's holding me back. And then I had to just create some steps to be like, okay, be real with myself. What's gonna get me out of this? So I did something that we all can do. I limited my app usage. So I limited the ones that I use the most to just short amounts of time per day. When the limit hits, you can just stop and realize, listen, I'm gonna cut myself off here. And then the other is monitoring how many hours a day for the screen usage. If I go up, being aware of that and thinking about why, and being more intentional, being like, what actual other hobbies am I going to pursue to add more joy to my life?
Something that helped me a lot was actually leaving my phone in a different room. It's so important to know when to disconnect. Obviously, when it comes to realizing your goals, we need to, throughout the whole process, try to stay motivated. So, Clara, how do you personally stay motivated?
I try to not base my expectations on perfectionism. So you actually gave me a great tip like a month ago, saying literally just do a little bit of what you want every day, and that's all you can ask of yourself. Start with a little, and that'll get you on your way. And then also making sure that I'm doing things because I enjoy them or making them into something enjoyable. So for example, if I want to learn something, but I'm really exhausted of the textbook way of learning, of literally reading a textbook, watching a documentary from school, from years of school, I try to turn learning into something enjoyable through talking with people, through reading a book that's actually something I want to read, watching a short video that's actually something I chose to watch. So those things really help motivate me.
Yeah.
How about you?
Also for me, this also has to do with learning Portuguese. I watch like series on Netflix that I find enjoyable that obviously are in Portuguese. And I can take notes or whatever. I can follow some Brazilian YouTubers. And that way I'm practicing my language. Also, meeting Brazilian friends and just chatting with them. I'm finding a creative way to practice my language. Also, when I'm watching series, I'm visualizing, wow, what a beautiful place. I would love to go there one day. I would love to go dance samba in Rio. I want to know Portuguese so that I can go live those experiences. So what are some takeaways from this video? If we can start thinking positively and actually start believing that we can achieve our goals, we can. We can't let toxicity and negative people and negative thoughts. Ay, puta.
Oh, okay. Más a un ataque. Madre mía.
Pendejo. Anyways, manifest positivity. At the end of the day, if someone else can achieve a goal, why can't you?
Remember that your thoughts literally become your reality.
Try to disconnect, try to reflect on your reality, why you want to have these goals, visualize what you want, make a plan, and you got this. You can do it. So if you have any questions or any reflections about anything we have shared or anything in your own life that works for you, let us know in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.